Hello, you're listening to Let's Hear About with me, Nicky, and today we're hearing about the Nokia ringtone. The Nokia ringtone is iconic. For me, it's about that scene in Love Actually where Sarah, played by Laura Linney, finally gets her dream date with her crush, only for that ringtone to constantly interrupt her one real shot with him. Do you remember that scene? But the Nokia ringtone is actually much older than you would think. The melody comes from a piece of classical guitar music called Gran Vals, or Great Waltz, composed in 1902 by Spanish guitarist Francesco Tarrega, widely regarded as the father of classical guitar. But Tarrega didn't come up with it entirely on his own. His inspiration was Frédéric Chopin's Grand Valse Brillante, composed back in 1833. So the tune you associate with your Nokia 3310 has roots stretching back nearly 200 years. Nokia chose it for a very practical reason. Tarrega had been dead for over 70 years, which under European copyright law meant the music was completely free to use, no royalties, no legal complications. It first appeared in a Nokia advert in 1992, and then in 1994 became the default ringtone on the Nokia 2110, listed simply as Ringtone Type 7. Not exactly glamorous for the beginning of the most heard piece of music in human history. That sound took over the world. By 2009, it was estimated that the Nokia ringtone was being heard 1.8 billion times every single day. That's approximately 20,000 times every second. To put that into perspective, there's no concert, no radio station, no chart hit that has ever even come close to those numbers. It's quite possibly the most heard piece of music in human history, and most people have no idea that it was a 100-year-old Spanish guitar composition. As mobile technology evolved, so did the ringtone. From the original simple monophonic beeps, it moved to polyphonic and eventually full audio versions, each one a little richer than the last, but always instantly recognisable. It seeped into popular culture in ways Nokia could never have planned. In the 2003 film Love Actually, it became the soundtrack to one of cinema's most bittersweet moments, when Sarah finally was alone with her crush, only for that unmistakable ringtone to keep pulling her away. A tiny 3-second melody carrying the weight of an entire missed opportunity. And it's still culturally alive today. Canadian rapper Drake sampled it on a 2025 track simply called Nokia. Some sounds just never disappear, do they? At its peak, Nokia was worth an estimated $250 billion and was the undisputed king of mobile phones, until the iPhone arrived, then Samsung, and almost overnight the era of shared universal ringtone was over. Think about that moment. For a period of roughly a decade, billions of people across the world all carried the same sound in their pocket. The same 4 bars of a 100-year-old Spanish guitar piece, beeping out of handbags and briefcases and school bags from Helsinki to Hong Kong. That will almost certainly never happen again. Smartphones gave us personalisation. Your music, your sounds, your notifications. But in doing so, they took away something that we didn't really know that we had, which was a shared sonic experience that connected strangers. Nokia exists today still, but it's a shadow of what it once was. The ringtone, however, refuses to die. It still triggers instant recognition to anyone over a certain age, a 3-second melody that can transport you straight back to the 80s. And Francesco Tarrega's original Grand Valse is quietly having a small revival. Guitarist Alexandra Whittingham has made it her mission to get the piece the recognition it deserves, arguing, quite rightly, that the father of classical guitar deserves more than a footnote in mobile phone history. So there you have it, The most heard piece of music in human history started life as 4 bars of a classical guitar composition, written by a Spanish musician in 1902, inspired by a Polish composer from 1833, and ended up beeping out 1 billion pockets. Nokia chose it because it was free. Tarago wrote it because Chopin inspired him, and somewhere in the middle of all that, it became the accidental soundtrack to an entire era. So the next time you hear it, and you probably will hear it somewhere because some sounds are always around, spare a thought for Francesca, the father of classical guitar, who never owned a mobile phone, never knew what a ringtone was, and somehow wrote the most played tune in history anyway. I'm Nicky, and this has been Let's Hear About, the Nokia Ringtone, a series part of Let's Talk About music and sound effects by Pixabay. Stay tuned for more sounds from history. See you next time. Take care, and thanks for listening.